Looking to stay quick on your feet while still being protected in Oblivion Remastered? Oblivion Remastered is such a massive game that creating any type of best of list for any given item can be a daunting task. In the case of armor, more so than in other items, the designation of best is highly subjective, as different playstyles require drastically different approaches to gear. Because of that, it is better to split the category into smaller niches, targeting a specific armor type and playstyle. Here, we will be looking exclusively at Oblivion Remastered's light armor subcategory. But why choose light armor? Oblivion Remastered's light armor is perfect for those players that are looking for gear that provides decent protection, while also allowing for greater movement speeds and less encumbrance. In general, light armor is made for quick-on-their-toes fighters, who favor agility over strength. Some armor sets in Oblivion Remastered, like the Crusaders set, come in both light and heavy variants. To ensure you get the light version, make sure your light armor skill level is higher than your heavy armor skill. So, with that in mind, we can now look at the list of the best light armor in Oblivion Remastered. Now, a quick note before we dive in. Some players may find a lower-ranked armor set works better for them. This is because there are many facets that can go into deciding what makes an armor set the best, many of which are subjective or highly dependent on playstyle. With this in mind, it is safe to consider this list as generally unranked. However, we will strive to order the armor sets in line with the consensus on the best light armor in Oblivion Remastered. Here's one set that's a popular topic of discussion. The Crusaders armor set is great for both new players, who can begin and collect the set as soon as they complete the tutorial, or for late-game players who want the best possible version of the gear once they have completed any infamy-increasing questlines. Infamy level is the only reason why this armor set is placed so low, as it is a serious limitation on the set. If you have even a single infamy point, you cannot use this armor. Another big drawback is that, while the set is very good against melee weapons, it is not good at all against magic. Because of this, there are other sets that are far better for the later game. Here's another option that's great early on. The Brucef Emelian armor is another great early game light armor. It is found during a fighter's guild quest, and since the guild is so easy to join, there's no reason not to get it early. However, it is true that the best version of any set is when it is acquired later. Still, there are better armor sets you can find later in the game, making this perfect for players who need protection against frost damage, which is very common from mags and other magic-wielding enemies. And now, for a truly unique piece. The Black Hand is really the best light outfit for those players looking to avoid most combat at all costs. If you are looking to sneak into and out of any situation, and use daggers to deal with any trouble up close, then this is the set for you. It also has the Fortify Marksman perk on both pieces of the set, so it could be used by snipers who wish to shoot from the shadows, and remain unseen as they make their escape. But what about a single item that stands out? At the highest levels, the Apron of Adroitness features a 15 armor rating, which is better than many of the heavy armor cuirass you'll find in the game. This also makes it one of the very best light armor pieces in Oblivion Remastered. Despite the high barrier to entry, the Birthright of Astalon is still an incredible piece of light armor. However, there is no doubt that the ridiculous requirements have earned it a lower entry on this list. This armor will be perfect for late-game players looking for a Magicka boosting set. For Spellblade-type players, the boost to agility will also come in handy. Finally, we arrive at what many consider the ultimate light armor. Amber armor is the absolute pinnacle of light armor in Oblivion Remastered. And while it is always nice to have a special set with fancy adornments, sometimes taking a stock item and upgrading it as far as you can is the best option. This is often the case in the Elder Scrolls. To get more specific, the version you really want is the perfect amber armor, which is created when you reach level 23. It is difficult to get, and the process of collecting the amber is time-consuming. But shouldn't the best light armor in Oblivion Remastered make you earn the right to wear it? We think so. Ever stumble upon an item in a game that makes you do a double take? In every Elder Scrolls game, there are certain items that just stand out as being strange or unique. The Apron of Adroitness is one such item. On the surface, this light armor piece may seem like it wouldn't be that great. However, if you wait until late game to acquire it, you'll have a light armor piece with a massive armor rating. Now, here's where things get interesting. At the highest levels, the Apron of Adroitness features a 15 armor rating, which is better than many of the heavy armor cuirass you'll find in the game. This also makes it one of the very best light armor pieces in Oblivion Remastered. When you include the boost to agility and intelligence, you can see why it places so high. Ever stumble upon an item in a game that makes you do a double take? In every Elder Scrolls game, there are certain items that just stand out as being strange or unique. The Apron of Adroitness is one such item. On the surface, this light armor piece may seem like it wouldn't be that great. However, if you wait until late game to acquire it, you'll have a light armor piece with a massive armor rating. Now, here's where things get interesting. At the highest levels, the Apron of Adroitness features a 15 armor rating, which is better than many of the heavy armor cuirass you'll find in the game. This also makes it one of the very best light armor pieces in Oblivion Remastered. When you include the boost to agility and intelligence, you can see why it places so high.